Well, look who just showed up, just busting in. Now we gotta find his damn sister, wherever she is. Where's her sister? Freaking A, man. Yeah, she's either in jail or court or making somebody's life pleasant, I'm sure. Take a seat. Quick welcome to you. Guess who's, you know who's behind me. Yeah, for somebody who hadn't been around for a while, I think you could do even better than that and welcome this guy back to the Little House family.
You have to like fill out all this information.
No way.
So, quick welcome to you. Just to remind you, if you just walked up, 4 o'clock, we're going to have the incredible Jonathan Gilbert and Alison Arngrim on stage for you. There is a table back to my right, your left, in that opening with some index cards. I know you've got some questions for Willie and Nellie. So, fill them out. We will get to them. It is 4 minutes to 4. As soon as girlfriend walks in, we're going to throw her up on stage, get going. Then we'll clear it out. 5:15, we'll finish with Miss Katie Lester, which will be a great way to finish. Please, please, please get your questions for Willie and Nellie. Go over there and write. Well, I'm scared of what some of you would write. Write some questions that would be of great interest to this audience and for these wonderful people. As soon as Allison comes in, we will get her up here and we will get started. Sound good? You guys are great. I would suspect if there are any children in the tent, they might want to leave during this time. Because if you've ever been in an Allison show, and considering the few encounters I've had with this guy, this next hour could get really, really interesting. I'm going to introduce your moderator, Ms. Pamela Bob. Again, she's going to get started with Willie, and I'll get Allison up here as soon as she lands somewhere.
Do you want to go live on Instagram?
Yeah, it's just crazy.
He's going to wait, so you can just look at him.
Live right now.
Live on hers.
Press the plus sign on the bottom.
Does anybody get Matthew McConaughey vibes going on with this?
Scroll up.
Man
Yep,
bun, looking sharp, man.
Scroll up live. Press the button, that's it. And fix the camera. There you go.
Still looking sharp. Index cards are coming on the table now. So if you've got questions, go for it. Oh, I stole candy all the time.
Arngrim is on her way, so hang in there. They're about to start this panel and enjoy this. It is amazing, epic.
Hello. Hi. Jonathan, we just want to wait for Allison. He doesn't want to start without his sister. So, I will start though by saying that hopefully the tent doesn't fall in on us.
It might.
Because the wind apparently is going to be really crazy this particular hour, because Jonathan Gilbert is here, of course. That there has been more buzz about Jonathan Gilbert this week on the internet than I think it's on par with Kate Middleton.
Everybody loves you, Jonathan. We're so glad you're here.
We want to bless Kate Middleton.
We want to bless Kate Middleton, yeah, of course. But yes, will the real Jonathan Gilbert please stand up? there are many people that post online pictures of men. Look, it's Jonathan Gilbert. It's not Jonathan Gilbert. They're never Jonathan Gilbert. So it's really nice to see you.
Pictures now.
Yeah, now they're finally
Now
pictures.
there's-
There was a countdown. Hashtag Gilbert
There'll be
Gate.
more.
Good. We're so glad you're here. And again, and I said this to you before, that I don't know if you know how very loved and adored you are by all of your fans, by all of the people.
Little House Audience is perhaps the best audience in the history of the entertainment business. You guys are more than amazing. The love, fantastic. It couldn't be more that I could ever even imagine. And I'm really appreciative. Thank you.
Where's Allison?
She's in the corner.
She's stealing all the candy. Have you been having a nice time?
Yes. Lovely.
Where's Allison?
Oh, how I love my hideous sister. I have two of them. Equally horrible.
That's 63 people.
I have 5.
She's coming.
Alison Arngrim. The greatest of all time.
I just finished the panel and I walked back in the green room. They go, "Oh, you're supposed to be on the other stage." And then they're texting me, "Bring Jonathan." And I go, "I can't because he's not here because you were already over here." And so here I am. How are you?
Great.
So you finally let your hair down. You're doing the bum thing.
Oh, it was a moment.
I'm letting my hair down.
And is this hair a big hit? Okay. I want to start a support group for all the people who were identified as Jonathan Gilbert on the internet.
That's what I do. I think they're traumatized.
And how much better looking is he than all the pictures you guys are putting out? Thank you.
Oh, I guess I'm asking a question. I'm fully expecting for you guys to talk, and I'll just sit here and
We
listen.
could, yeah,
to
we
the
could
rest of
totally do that. But go ahead.
But no, I was just...
Ask away.
Okay, I'll ask away.
Please.
I want to know what your memories of each other are as children.
Wow. Who wants to go first with that one?
You go first. You go first. I have to always
Okay. You know, I'm 11, 12 years old. I don't really know anything. And Allison comes in my life, and she gives me punk rock. She gives me Elvis Costello. She gives me all of this musical influence. And at somewhere about 13 or 14, I realized that Alison Arngrim is the hippest person I've ever met. And it never changed. And that's it.
I remember, we started, and I've been talking about you for years. You're in my stand-up act. It's good stuff because,
What do you say?
Oh, well, when you were really, really tiny, and you first started, you were like, tiny, and you didn't read yet, so your mother would do the script. But as you learned to read, you chose to read your section, but not necessarily the rest of the script.
That's true. I didn't read the script.
And I said, why don't you read
in the corner.
And okay, then there was the time we were in Sonora on location, and it was the Ken Norton prize fight.
Oh boy, this is a good one.
And you came over to watch the fight.
Yes, we did. Muhammad Ali.
And then we were throwing ice cubes. Something about ice. Melissa and I were always throwing ice cubes.
Allison was always ahead.
And I threw
I was
ice
going
cubes.
to do a little ruse, and she went out, and the fight, we're in the middle of the fight, and I was going to give her a big scare as she came back around the corner. And as she comes around the corner, she's way ahead of me, and she threw an ice cube at me, and it hit me in the lip, and my lip started to spurt blood, and she freaked out because she said, "Oh my God, how are we going to work? I'm in huge trouble." And I said, "No, we're good."
I was like, your mom's going to flip. Oh my God, what are we going to do? So we're like towels. We're doing the thing, like pressing on the thing to make the bleeding stop.
Sure.
So we fix him up, and he's like, okay, I'm like, wow, it's not going to need any stitches. Good. We watch the fight, but the room is filled with blood-soaked towels. Like a murder has happened in this hotel room.
Sure.
Yeah, and I think the maids complained, and it was the talk of the town, like, who did you kill in your hotel room the other night? So, yeah, there was, yeah. And there was water balloon throwing. There was a lot of water balloons on cars. There was that.
Yeah, there was a lot of truancy.
Yeah.
So we threw water balloons. And
There was only
Allison taught me how to blow up watermelons and
Yes,
cantaloupes in the
explosives.
backyard.
Yeah.
And the pieces would be everywhere, hundreds of feet away, and everyone would come over and say, "What are all these pieces of fruit in your
Yeah.
backyard and
And
trees?"
shockingly, very rarely police involvement. We got away with a lot.
Can I ask something?
Please. You're all there.
I'm really just a prop up here, you guys. Which is fine by me.
I haven't seen him since 1983.
You guys haven't seen it since 1983.
Crazy.
Alison Arngrim since 1983. Wow. And I think we all feel the same way.
I want to know how you ended up on the show.
Melissa went in for an interview, got the job, so we knew that there was another job. And as I remember, when I went in to see Michael, all I remember Michael doing was laughing. And Michael would throw his head back and open his mouth and give the craziest entitled laugh, and I thought, this guy's crazy. This guy's insane. But whatever I was doing, he loved it. We didn't talk about anything, we didn't really do much dialogue. He
Do you
just...
remember what scene it was?
It wasn't even a scene.
Oh, it was just talking.
He just was over the moon, and that was it. And that was just Michael. As we all know, Michael Landon was great. So when you were in the presence of Michael Landon, nothing was normal. And the audition wasn't normal, but when you were really hitting it with Michael, that's living. And so...
Your commitment to a bit, okay, like the Instagram photo. Where did you get the socks? Where did you get like the 1800 socks for the Instagram photo gag?
That was a kind of a goofy fitting that just kept going and going and going until I said, "Oh my God, the costume is near original. Let's take some pictures," and that's it.
Well, his commitment to a bit, even then, there was a scene where I think it's like the Bully Boys. Nellie wants the hot, cute Bully Boy to sit next to her, so I have to get rid of Willie. And so I elbow him, and he goes flying out of the seat. When we shot this, you were like, okay, I got it, do it. And I barely tapped you, and you shot out across the bench, slammed into the wall, and slid to the floor, and then he looks up and goes, "How's that? Should I do that?" Yes. Commitment to fit.
You guys, I'm taking this all in too. Oh shoot, a question. Okay, questions. Do you ever recognize this Willie?
No.
Never. Incognito.
Now, I mean,
Now it's all over.
I think so.
Yeah, the party's over.
I think the party's over.
I hope it feels good.
It's great.
Okay.
The love from you guys, fantastic. Changed my life. I love you.
So I do want to know if Catherine McGregor were here today,
Cry.
what do you think she'd want people to know about what it was like filming with the two of you?
You guys make me cry.
What was her relationship like?
Well, Catherine McGregor was, first of all, just a brilliant actress. Straight. Trained. When she got the job, I think she wrote like 10 pages to get the job. Nobody does that. And she was so talented and so qualified that she really was kind of a stickler in like this. And I imagine that if she was here right now, we'd have the same spirit from Catherine right now. She was a trailblazer. She was a great actress, a renegade, great actress. Yeah, she would be doing the same thing right now. We'd love her. That's my mom. I love my mom.
I've never seen Allison cry. We've been friends for years, and she's tearing up right now. So.
Without even asking Allison, I can confirm that she was one of the great ladies of all time. If you can believe Mrs. Olsen is the greatest.
And she would be amazed by this. I mean, I realized that she would say, "What are you all doing here? Don't you have jobs?" She would wonder why are all these people, why? But yeah, but then she'd like it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she'd be brilliant.
If Richard Bull were here today,
Oh.
what do you think he'd want people to know about what it was like filming with the two of you, and what was your relationship with him?
Well, I mean, he'd be very proud. I remember, I talked about how as an adult when I got to meet with him in Chicago, and he said, "I'm so glad you've grown up to be a good businesswoman. We were so worried you'd become a flibberty gibbet." And he was so completely Nels. And I think he saw us very much as his kids, and we'd be very proud and so pleased to see us sitting here together now.
At Aspen, he would always let me use his breathalyzer.
Really? He gave you the thing and everything. Wow.
Simi Valley, if you work in Simi Valley, you come home with black boogers in your nose.
Yes, the stuff up our nose. Talk about bathtub ring. I would get in the tub, and the tub would be filthy, and then I'd have to blow my nose for half an hour, all this dirt.
So I always had asthma, and he always let me use his inhaler. That's Dad.
Yeah, is the asthma, is that why you often did breathe through your mouth, and you got a bee in there one day?
Yes. Alice is referring to I was late to the set, and I was running to the set, and a bee flew in my mouth. And it stung me all in my mouth. And that was it.
Swollen, everything's bad.
Big swollen cheeks. A yellow jacket.
Yellow jacket, so it's multiple. Yeah.
Yeah, right. That's what happens when you're working in the elements, I suppose, but that's a nasty one. So Jonathan, you worked with your real life sister. Can you tell us sort of how that worked? What was it like? It was a lot of working with your own sister and your TV sister.
Allison and Melissa as sisters, very similar working for me. Going to the set with Melissa was strange because we didn't have a normal childhood. She was the only person that could possibly involve Allison and a few others that could understand how bizarre this whole thing was. To wake up so early in the morning and it just felt like you were the only person on earth. It'd be black, and you spent an hour to get to work and another half an hour to get up the Simi Valley Road that was full of mud and rain, and you would end up in this other world of the 1800s. I grew up in the 1800s. I'm from 1889. I'm 135 years old.
We made a show about that.
And Melissa felt the same.
How was your experience seeing Jonathan?
Oh, it's mind-blowing. Like I said, 83, last time I was like, oh, you're so tall, because he hadn't actually grown fully yet when I last saw him in 80 freaking
Last
3.
time I saw Allison, she was much bigger than I was.
really grew up.
And then he'd be away and he'd be back, and I'd hear, oh, he's back, no, he's away, and he went here, and you became like this legend. It was this sort of legend, the legend of Jonathan Gilbert. Where is he? This glamorous, adventurous life you were leading. We all were guessing at. It was like awesome. And then I was talking about you, my stand fact of how he could read the scripts and all the crazy things you did. But you were a big hit, by the way. You're some of my best material, just so you know. Awesome. I've been signing that picture of Nellie and Willie in front of the Mercantile for years.
I love that picture.
And then yesterday I said, oh, I have to leave room for Jonathan to write his name. And I totally started crying again and like blubbering. So, yeah, this has just been like, yes, my brains are running out my ears. Yeah, totally.
Allison just gave me a lovely picture of that time that said, to my idiot brother, I love you very much. And that's it.
From your
That's us.
idiot sister.
True.
Yes.
When did you first meet each other? Was it filming for the first time?
Yeah, for day of work. There he was.
I
I
think
showed
the
up.
first time is Allison's talking about the Mercantile, and I'm talking my house. It's that speech.
Oh, I don't think the country girls have a penny. What do you think, Willie?
That's right.
Yes, that's who I met.
What a bitch.
What a bitch.
Okay, wait. We found out that Charlotte Stewart, Miss Beadle, was in David Lynch's Eraserhead, was in fact a star of David Lynch's Eraserhead. And I'm a teenager, so I've been to the New York Midnight Show and seen Eraserhead, because I'm almost 18.
See what I mean? Who saw Eraserhead? 14 years
In the
old.
theater. So Melissa and Jonathan and like Matt and all these kids come marching into my dressing room and say, okay, we have it all worked out. We're going to tell our mothers we're staying at your house. It's a slumber party. And you're going to take us in the truck, the 1957 Grand Trail.
Yes.
And you're going to take us to the New Art Theater at midnight to go see Eraserhead. And I said, no, I am not.
57 Ranchero.
An open pickup bed, no seat belts, to a midnight theater full of stoned adults to go see one of the creepiest, most disturbing art films ever made. And you were all like 9 and shit. They were,
Way ahead.
And I was like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to jail. I'm not taking you all.
You guys, I'm one of you, okay? So I'm also like, wow, okay, I'm talking to Jonathan Gilbert right now. Do you have favorite episodes? I know you have favorite episodes. You can say what they are, but do you have favorite
I
episodes?
always say the favorite episodes are the ones that I'm in.
I was gonna say, did you ever read a script and were like, yay, the script, but you didn't read any of the scripts?
They didn't teach me to read.
That explains it all.
You were in the corner.
Do you have any favorite memories of Jonathan? Particular scenes or particular moments?
All of it. Well, I said that the going right out of the bench thing. He would just, the commitment to Willie and the bit, he was so tiny. And you'd kind of been roped into this thing like along for the ride. I went to the other, my sister was there. But then when you did it, you grabbed it with both hands and were completely Willie. And just did the stuff. And the not reading the scripts completely worked because you were always in the moment. Although there is the funeral. They had like fake rain, and the Reverend Alden's doing eulogy in that little graveyard by the schoolhouse, and you're all dressed up, and you look so adorable in your suit, and we're all with our heads bowed, and we're being so into it, like mourning, and then they cut to reset the shot, and you turned around and said, "Who died?" but you were brilliant. You were like just totally into it. It was astounding. But every time, Willie is so real in everything he does. There's not a false moment with
He's actually living in the moment because he actually doesn't know what's going on.
and it was
Brilliant.
Oh, you are the only person who's allowed to change dialogue and improv and get away with it. When I'm smashing the dollhouse, in the thing, and we're gonna tell you, he comes in, and it was the whole thing about give it to me, it's girl stuff, I can sell it, blah, blah, blah. And I smash it, and then you run, like a sane person would do, because I'm psycho with a hairbrush. And they go cut, and then Mary, the script was like, wait, he had a line. Michael's like, what are you talking about? That was perfect. She goes, no, he had a line. He goes, what do you mean there's a line? He looks at the script. And apparently there was one more line. Something really says to her. And he says, if she was coming at me with that hairbrush, I wouldn't stay. He's right. And they cut the line and said, you are correct, cut print.
Best thing I did, run out of that room.
Nobody was allowed to do it. Nobody got away with that. You added something, it was like one of the Halloween episodes. I don't know where you pulled it. You said something, and I turned around and said, is that in the script? And you said, I don't think so. I don't know. And they were like, yeah, we're keeping it, write it in. You were rewriting the show, and no one stopped you. And they stopped literally everyone else. It's true.
Allison's shtick was the best I've been through. And really, she's saying I did it, she did it, and I just respond.
Were you happy that your character developed later on in the series and that you ended up having a love interest and you got to sort of do the more grown-up stuff on the show?
No.
Do tell! Please.
So fun being Willie. And I'm sure so fun being Nellie. So liberating. Just great. So when they changed me to a nice guy and kind of pedestrian, it was lovely, but just not fun.
Right? Like at first, the personal thing was brilliant because I was only nice to him and then mean to everyone else. And then I got nice, and it was brilliant for like the first few episodes, and then they didn't know what to do because now I was. And when I realized one of the last episodes I did before I left, I had lines like 2 lamb stews, more coffee, and I went, oh no. They've decided I'm nice. Now they don't know what I'm supposed to say.
True.
They say, bring on Nancy and amp it up to Crazy Town.
How did you get along with Nancy? How was that?
What was your relationship?
Yeah.
Well, one day Allison was there, and then one day Allison was not. And they said, this is Allison. And I said, no, it isn't. And they said, yes, this is Allison. This is your sister. Her name is Nancy. I thought, I'm going insane. But really, Nancy, to second Allison was really very difficult to fill those shoes, and she was really kind of brilliant at it. I know she's had a booth here, but she's not here. I love her also, terrific. But yeah, really confusing. And there was a few other times in that world where somebody would just change an identity. The wardrobe guy was like this. He made my costume the red check shirt. He was brilliant.
Ever.
And his name was Andy. And I never talked about this before. But one day, because I knew Andy very well, and he liked me, and we would play around, and he was a boxer, and he would show me how to box all the time, fool around with me, boxing all the time, and he was real old school from the Depression. So Andy and I were tight. And like Allison, one day, a new Andy came in the room. And I said, hi, who are you? And they said, this is Andy, the customer. And I said, no, you're not. And to this day, it's a riddle. You just switch Andy for Andy and Allison for Allison, and away we go. I wasn't asking questions. I wasn't reading the script. Did somebody die?
Someone went blind? It must be a very odd feeling knowing that the world has seen you grow up, literally grow up in front of our eyes. What is that experience like?
It's not odd. That's what it was. That's why it was so different. It wasn't odd. That's what we did. I grew up in the 1800s. That was normal. My sister did it. My theatrical sister did it. My buddy Matt did it. His brother Matt did it. We were a community of that. Everyone was doing the same thing, so it wasn't odd until the show was over and you just realized how crazy your life had been for the last 11 years.
Carrie Fisher said, when someone said, wow, what was your life like? Was it normal? She goes, as opposed to what? It was the only one I knew, so what was I supposed to compare it to? This is what we did.
That's right.
We have a lot of questions from you guys. Are you ready?
All right, rapid fire, man. I'm like checking the time.
Okay, Jonathan. What was your favorite scene to do with Allison, Catherine, and Richard?
I loved eating at the table. Because Michael was a big-time prankster, and he would always do his pranks with me. So they would put us at the table, and somewhere in the scene, I would start eating, and Michael, of course, I could hear was some kind of soft snickering off camera that he was just going to keep letting me eat till I exploded, and that the scene was going to continue until I stopped eating. It didn't matter that Allison and Richard and Catherine and Greg were sitting at the table. I was going to eat until I couldn't eat anymore, and so I did. And I refused to stop eating. And it was just a great bit because of it. Michael and I had a lot of fun with that. I knew what he was doing, and I played into it, so I just kept going, and that's just the way we were with all the bits. Michael was great like that.
Allison, Jim Carrey can still grin like the Grinch. Can you still grin like Nellie? This is from Kyler Bell's Mama.
It's me, so yeah. There's the evil Nelly grin and the evil Nelly like death stare, a horrible thing.
That's her. There she is. Where's the wig?
It's sort of free. I do like it. It's very freeing. Just letting that out. Just letting it.
Jonathan, Kim wants to know if you are single.
Currently single.
Okay, Kim. Jonathan, did you have a crush on any of the cast members while filming?
Well, all the women in it were a lot like family and a lot like sisters. So no. But there were, from time to time, a couple haughty guest stars that were there. But nothing ever really happened. Except for Rich, who was 8 years older and taught me a thing or two about how to kiss. At 15.
And you were allowed to actually kiss.
Rachel Brown.
Rachel Brown. Because all of the kisses on Little House on the Prairie are very puritanical.
Yes. Except for Percival and Nellie.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Except Nellie and Percival, wow.
In each other's face.
Yeah. They have a good time. Nice Jewish boy. And Willie also, you were allowed to have a nice kiss.
She really kissed me.
She really? Great.
Quite surprised. Pleased. Actually. She was quite the older woman at that time. I thought I was doing very well.
Yeah, marry that girl. Okay, Jonathan. All right. Have you ever thought of opening a restaurant called Willie's Corner? I'm thinking, like, really, come on guys, let's go to Willie's Corner. It's like the dive. You get a good beer, maybe some burgers. It would be great.
Yes.
Let's do it. That was from Trenda, from SLO. Is that?
Slow. St. Louis Obispo.
I'm not from here.
San Luis Obispo.
Yeah. I'm
I'm an East Coaster. Okay. Did the writers did the writers always intend on humiliating Willie? Or did you do just such a good job they kept it going?
No, it was intentional. That was part of it.
Oh, okay, ready?
Yeah.
Jonathan, where have you been? We have missed you. True.
I've traveled all over the world, different countries, studied under teachers and masters and wise men. I had a whole spiritual journey for maybe 20 years. I've worked in finance on Wall Street. But
That rumor is true then. That was one of the rumors.
yeah, lived in Manhattan for a long time. But really, at the end of the day, there's nothing better than acting with the Little House cast. Of all the things, that feels most like living. Which was odd because I spent the whole time after Little House trying to figure out how to live. And what I didn't really realize, I suppose, till this week, was that I was already home.
Good, that's a wrap. That's a wrap. Thank you all for being here.